The Filthy Show podcast, you better fucking listen. This is not
You get 4 N-words, you get 3 spicks, you get 2 retards.
Okay.
If you combine them, it doesn't count. So if you want to say retard, spick, you're safe. We can start on that.
Oh, we are rolling, by the way.
Oh, really? Cool. All right.
Every episode, Adam opens with it somehow.
Notice I said the N-word the first time, and then I actually used it because I didn't want to use them all up.
But was it technically the N-word because it was part of a whole big word?
You're right.
That's a good
Yeah.
point.
That's what he said.
It really
Yes.
wasn't even the N-word.
It wasn't.
It's just those letters happened to be at the end of that word.
Yeah, it's like Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, welcome to the Filthy Show, everybody. Our guest today is Jack Black. He's playing TikToker Todd Royce in a movie, and he's in character right now. You look great. You look just like Todd.
I mean, I had to gain a lot of weight for the role, but
How'd you gain the weight, Jack?
I ate a lot. I just lounged around on the couch for about 40 years.
A lot of laying down.
A lot of laying down.
Wow,
But, yeah.
40 years you've been prepared for this role.
Yeah, it's interesting, and you see you sense that jealousy, especially in Hollywood, as I am Jack Black, because you see all these people and they have to go to the gym and work out and everything to get the body. I really didn't have to put any work in to get this body.
Yeah, and is it true, Jack Black, that you in fact raped a child?
I don't recall that. That might have been Kyle. Yeah, it might have been Kyle, but no.
Are you talking about Kyle Rittenhouse?
Kyle
Your
Rittenhouse,
best
yes.
friend?
my buddy Kyle Rittenhouse.
Jack Black and Kyle Rittenhouse.
So Todd Royce is not really Jack Black, but that was a goofy little way to start a fun podcast.
Yeah.
Pretend
Yeah.
we could pretend you're Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yep. I'm
Are you
Kyle
Kyle
Rittenhouse.
Rittenhouse?
Yeah.
A little bit.
How you doing, Kyle?
Things
You're
fell off
more-
after that.
Yeah.
I'd say you're more of I can't remember the guy's name. Maybe you can look it up. He killed a bunch of girls at like a sorority, and
Chris Rees.
Yep.
Yeah, Chris Rees,
I love
the
it
one
because
and
those
only.
are the vibes you're giving off, Nick.
And he had a YouTube channel where he would just talk about like, why don't women love me? I'm so handsome and so rich.
He is a little Brock Turner, I find.
I've gotten
That
that
was
a bunch.
the swimmer guy, right? The
Yeah.
swimmer rapist.
Yeah, he was the one where the judge was like, I'm not going to throw him in jail for 20 minutes of I'm not going to ruin his life for 20 minutes of action.
But the thing is, he almost got away with it, but he tried to swim away, and they were on concrete.
And they were on concrete,
Wait,
yeah.
what
But he
happened?
dove into the dumpster.
Lightning fast if they were in water. He would have gotten away for sure.
What happened? Who is this guy?
He fingered a girl who was unconscious in an alley, I believe, was the claim.
Are you sure he wasn't trying to like bring her back?
Yeah, he's trying to wake her up. Diane?
Oh, is this guy?
They said don't do CPR
Can you pull him
and pop a
up? Yep,
finger up
that's
there.
him.
Okay, so this is the guy who's like, women don't love
Elliot
me.
Rogers.
Oh,
and he killed a
Nick
bunch
doesn't
of
look
women.
anything like that guy.
Someone-
Well, that's the energy, right?
The energy.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
necessarily
yeah.
the look.
Is there a video of
Let's
him
see.
saying?
See if you can find someone made like a comedy movie trailer with Elliot Rodger. It's like the guy who could never get it together. Turn around, pretty baby.
Wait, I just realized, can they even see him at this point?
Yeah,
they
they
can.
can see him.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Everyone
they'll be able to
says
see me.
that.
'cause,
Alright.
like, yeah.
Everyone
I
thinks
just didn't know if I need to lean back.
No,
he
you're
angles
good.
it well. No, you're
Yeah.
perfect. Don't worry about that.
Thanks. You
Um,
sound like my mom.
Does your mom say don't worry about things?
No, she says I'm perfect. She said it
not what-
since
oh, I did say that.
since I was a child.
nice.
Yeah, well,
Did you ever see your mom's vagina?
I have.
have you?
Yeah, not.
How's it looking now?
You see Todd's
It's
mom's
been
vagina?
it's been since the 70s with,
Oh
with
God,
me.
it
but-
looks like it had a lot of extras.
yeah.
A lot of deli meat hanging down there.
I don't think
Alright,
I've seen my
sure.
mom's vagina.
You've seen your mom's
I don't
vagina?
think I have. Not
Yeah.
that I can recollect.
Yeah.
I've seen her boobs.
I feel like that's
Hell
something
yeah.
you would definitely recollect.
Dog.
Your mom has great tits.
Or something you wouldn't recollect. Like
That's
you pushed
true.
it
It's
out.
either blacked out or it's always on your mind. Either way, it leads to you killing
There's that
somebody.
one time she was screaming, "Look at my pussy! Look at my pussy!" I may have seen it then.
That's your.
But
Wait, that was
everything
your
goes
mom?
black after that.
That was Todd's punishment for stealing cookies.
Put the cookies back in my pussy. Why?
That doesn't make sense.
Were you able to find that?
Yeah,
Elliot
I'm
Rodger?
trying to find it. What? Let's see.
Maybe just type in Elliot Rodger funny movie trailer.
Yeah, let's do that.
Someone. It seems like a concept that could be done a lot better, but it is pretty.
So what did he do again?
He murdered, I think, like 6 or 7 women at like a sorority.
How do you do it?
With a gun.
Oh, okay.
Why is it when you ask about someone killing women, I always think that you're just taking notes?
I wouldn't do it with the gun. That's boring.
Right.
I would do it with like a
It's
fucking
not-
pickaxe.
No,
It's not this, is it?
No, that's not it.
Okay.
That looks like a real movie.
That's like an
that
actual
the-
movie.
Well, he
That's-
was. No, go ahead.
That's one of my big gripes about our society right now is like you know back in the 70s and 80s we used to have these serial killers that would go around and have creative ways of killing people. Now they're just mass murderers. They show up, they open up fire, they kill themselves. It's boring.
I also think that there's a lot more serial killers. They're just better at getting away with it.
Oh, that's
like
good.
Once you accept the fact that like I don't really need the fame, I just want to kill. I think you can just go around and randomly kill people and never get caught.
That is an optimistic way to look at it. I guess
they're out there, buddy.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's good.
Don't worry, Todd. Santa's real.
It got pulled from YouTube.
They got pulled from
Yeah.
YouTube. Okay.
That's stupid.
It's a fun
Mumkey
video.
made it.
Monkey.
Monkey.
I don't know who that is.
Monkey.
Monkey.
Your guys' sketch, the gay graveyard or whatever, the
gay
gay cemetery,
cemetery?
that got pulled from YouTube?
Immediately.
Yeah,
Right
right
away.
away.
Yeah. I haven't really tried to
Homophobic.
put it anywhere else.
Yeah,
Homophobic,
right?
and we had a gay guy in the sketch.
Yeah.
And also, it's more. I'd say it's more making fun of like alt-right and stuff than anything. Because the thing is, the dad doesn't want his. Have you seen it, Nick?
Yeah, it's funny.
The dad doesn't want his son to be gay, so he buries him in the cemetery. But he comes back too straight. He's alt-right.
Right.
Which I would like to remake it actually, because
Yeah.
the only reason we even made that sketch was we were new in town. We weren't getting a lot of stage time, and I saw an ad for a show that if you had a sketch, they put you on the show. You get to do a 10-minute set and show your sketch.
Oh, shit.
So I applied for it, got it, but I didn't have a sketch. So they were like, you just need to get me the sketch in 2 days. So I got them together, Chris and my friend John Rice, who moved here with us, and we shot that in like 2 days.
Yeah.
And
That's really good.
For 2 days, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Just on an iPhone. I edited it for like 7 hours.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even look that great. It's just I'm not very good at editing.
And you know our buddy Brian Miklich.
Yeah.
He made that song.
He did the song. Yeah, that's
right
what
away.
Bryce was saying.
Yeah,
Gay cemetery was
I
the
don't
whole-
want to be buried in a gay cemetery.
Why can't my dad accept me?
See, that should be a like full-length movie. I think that would be an amazing movie.
I think we could do the whole thing way
Not
better.
with you guys, but I mean
Yeah.
like talented people.
No,
it would be amazing.
We're behind the scenes guys.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you get me Ethan Hawke. You get me that retarded girl from Last of Us. The chick whose face looks like a plank with skin on it.
Okay.
That's the only expression she makes. Have you seen that show?
Yeah.
Can you pull that
Yeah.
girl up?
Oh, yeah. She's the ugliest little girl in the world.
Look, here's the thing. I don't want to dislike a show because a little girl's not good looking enough.
Oh, wait, yeah.
But can I like a show? Can I dislike a show for the little girl just being too ugly? I'm not saying she has to be hot. Just don't make her a fucking oddball.
Yeah, we don't want to look ugly.
Is it?
Ellie.
Is it
Ellie
this
in
girl?
Last of Us? Yeah,
I'll find
that's
a-
her. Just type in show. Oh, you did do that.
Yeah, it's hard.
Just type in Ellie.
Her face is so bland.
See,
a show.
I get why everyone loves this show, but I played the game and I watched the first 2 episodes and it was just identical. So it's not that interesting to me.
This is what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, look
That's
at
her.
that.
Yeah, she's not attractive at all.
She looks like me. She looks like clean cut me, dude. And I'm not allowed to be famous.
Like
so
if
why
you
the fuck
shave.
does she get a pass?
She has a wide, plain
Welcome to
face.
2023. We're taking down the patriarchy.
Oh, by replacing us?
That's right.
Are we the patriarchy?
Well, then she should get treated like me if it's all about equality. Someone would push her down and call her fucking tar teeth. Which wouldn't make sense because she doesn't have bad teeth like I do. But still, she needs to pay her goddamn dues. We can get into what I sent you.
Do you want to watch the video or the?
Well, I'll tell the story,
Yeah.
and then we'll show the picture, and then we'll do the video. I did a show at Spider House where you're performing.
Okay.
I think I told you about it already, but I ate all the dicks. It was like a jazz-themed comedy show. So it started with...
And they were like, we need Adam Luckey.
I know. Hey, you know, if I get booked on something I'm not a right fit for, I still do it.
Sure.
Because I got booked. They made that decision. So I'm going to show up. Like, there's a whole other story that we can tell later on the podcast where we got booked on a nerd comedy show. We look like nerdy guys, but we don't have goofy geek comedy. You
guys
know?
have 10 minutes on the new Avatar movie?
Oh my God,
Yeah.
we are not nerds.
I think even with that show, I opened, like, they just booked me because they saw me. I had glasses on and was like, this guy's a faggot. Let's get him to do this show for fucking loser queers. But, so yeah, I do the jazz show. It starts with, like, piano playing. Everyone's doing fine. And, like, there's another comic, Darian Irwin, who was on it, who is pretty inappropriate. But sometimes I think I misjudge how inappropriate I am.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, that guy says, like, cunt and makes, like, pedophilia jokes. Like, That's about what I do. But apparently
Yeah,
it's a different line. I got up there within like the first 40 seconds, just dead silence of me just like goofing around, kind of like poking fun of the comic before me, not in a mean way, just like a goofy way. I'm also roasting him coming up at South by Southwest, so I wanted to try out some jokes, basically. But yeah, they hated that, and they hated everything I was doing, and it got to the point where I was just like screaming at them, not like yelling, but just like not really trying to tell jokes, just kind of making fun of how dumb they were, because I was making pedophilia jokes, and like, oh, and I was like, wait a minute, do you guys not approve of pedophilia? Like, are you guys actually anti-kid fucking? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, that's wild, because I'm not being satirical or anything. I just fuck kids, and I want to come talk about it.
Didn't you say something the other night where you were like, and then I just talk about it publicly in front of people because that's how you commit crimes?
Oh, I said I don't fuck kids anymore. I was like, I stopped when I started doing jokes about it because I don't want to get caught. I was like, you got to make sacrifices for your dreams. Tiny little sexy sacrifices. And I said that there. So much silence. The set went terrible. I had to do 12 minutes. It felt like 40 minutes for me. But I did my best. I made the comics enjoy it. It's like that's all I can ask for when I'm bombing, because my jokes do fine. You know, I'm not fucking Tim Dillon or anything, but I do inappropriate comedy good enough to the point where I usually don't bomb.
Right.
But when I do bomb, I'm just like, I'm gonna do something to make it fun instead of just grinding through my jokes.
Yeah, of course.
So then I finished leave. Surprisingly enough, a very hot young girl who probably, I think, 14, 15, fingers crossed.
She shouldn't have been there, but
not supposed to be. She was definitely older than 18 because it's an 18 plus. And I asked her dad.
I love how automatically you had to say that. Like, she was definitely over 18.
Yeah, for the record.
You said that at tables before with a microphone in your face. She was definitely over 18.
But yeah, she was like, you were hilarious. And I was like, I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not, but I'll take it. And then I left. Did we do another show that night? We just hung out, right?
we just came to hang out, yeah.
Yeah, we just hung out. And then next morning, I get this message from the guy who hosted the show. And what's funny is this is the second time I've done a show that he hosted. Second time this exact thing has happened.
I'll make it bigger.
It doesn't happen to me very often. Okay, so Spencer, my girlfriend and I paid to attend the comedy event you hosted last night. I liked your stand-up. I'm the guy who works for an education nonprofit in the second row. Fag.
That guy.
Already a fag. Yeah, remember me? The guy in the second row works for a nonprofit. I crushed. I got to say, I was disappointed you let Adam Luckey on the stage at all and didn't intervene or say anything after his set. So just to clarify here, this guy's upset I'm on stage. Now he's also upset they didn't take me off stage, or at the very least get on stage and just be like, fuck that guy.
Right, because he doesn't know if you were talked to after you got off stage.
Yeah.
He has
He
no
wanted it
idea.
publicly.
He just meant like you didn't say anything
Publicly,
to us
yeah.
or publicly shame the guy.
Shame that piece of shit for joking. When I'm probably the only comedian that didn't use his money on drugs from that show and used it to feed his daughter. But yeah, I'm the worst guy. That was the worst comedy set I have ever seen. Which, you know, is probably fair. It was a really bad set. I didn't get any laughs, really.
This guy's not completely wrong.
I'm giving him that one for
Yeah,
sure.
there you go.
Because, you know, we see people bomb all the time.
Yeah.
But most civilians don't see it very often.
You go to a comedy show, you're not expecting.
So yeah, if I just randomly went to comedy shows and I saw that set and I particularly don't like that kind of comedy, I definitely think the same thing this guy's thinking. Still a faggot. Still a dumb fucking idiot faggot that doesn't know me. But, you know, let's keep going. The guy's 15 minutes. I did 12, by the way.
Maybe he's
15.
not talking about you.
The other Adam Luckey that went up did actually fuck a child on stage. The guy's 15 minutes of violent jokes. What are violent jokes?
He was joking at me.
I'm going to fucking joke on you until your tits turn red. Like, what? How are you going to do that? You'll see, idiot.
That is pretty fucking violent.
All right, about killing and molesting children. I don't remember doing any about killing
Well, you do
random children.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do have a joke that you said that you kick your daughter into a dryer and turn it on.
Okay, first off, you're wrong.
Oh.
Yeah, he brought it up.
Killing his own daughter in a laundry machine. The joke is not that I put her in the laundry machine. The joke is that she got in the laundry machine, and I'm very tempted to turn it on.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
at that point,
And first of all, I assume every parent in the planet has thought something like that. Secondly, I think this guy's trying to get away with something here because he lists off killing children and killing his own daughter. You could put those two together.
He could have.
You're trying to build a case.
He's
here.
nitpicking at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
What a
He is a little nitpicker, dude.
And I know Adam Luckey. You would never talk about killing random kids.
No,
It's only the ones you know.
Kill ones
Or
in my
you've made.
neighborhood.
He
That
doesn't know if he likes those kids or not.
Right,
He
that's
knows he hates his dog.
I don't want to kill a kid I don't like. Yuck. Yeah. We don't have anything. I take him into the woods to cut his head off. We don't even have anything in common. I'm making Lost references. He's like, "What's Lost?" God, why did I pick you up? You get to live because you're so lame. Get out of here, Jake. That's probably what happened to this guy.
I don't like this part.
Killing his own daughter in a laundry machine and killing himself.
Why is that an issue?
Yeah, I feel like
off-
at this point, that's what he'd want.
He cares about you.
Oh,
The thing is that joke,
cares about you?
the one, it only makes people who don't have kids uncomfortable because, like you said, you're joking about killing your kid because when you have a baby, it's all you think about.
Right.
I even have a joke about. I'm like, SID stands for sudden infant death syndrome, but what it really stands for is we're not going to investigate no baby death. Like we don't give a shit. You killed your baby, yeah, whatever. That's rude. You shouldn't have, but we're not going to put manpower into figuring that shit out. And then also killing myself. I can make jokes about that. I
Yeah.
don't think about killing myself every day. It's the one thing that helps me sleep at night. We're beyond atrocious. And what is that even? How do you be beyond atrocious?
Yeah.
What's next after Atrocious?
Narnia? Is that another world?
killing himself for Narnia.
Oh, I love this part, especially at a time of nationwide mental health crisis for youth, and youth suicide being the second leading cause of death for kids.
What's the first?
What else are kids doing? Are they jet skiing off waterfalls? They probably are only dying from killing themselves because they have, especially in this country, they have such easy lives that nothing's going to happen to them unless they kill themselves.
It's the second leading cause.
the first?
Look it up.
Accident.
Me.
I'll bet you it's obesity. It's going to be really embarrassing if it's obesity.
Hey, it didn't get you.
It might be.
You're not in your youth anymore.
By the way,
Todd.
I'm not an English major, but shouldn't there have been a comma in there some point?
Yeah, and shouldn't
this
you
is all
not
just-
write messages while you're a faggot?
Yeah, you didn't.
I'm not trying to be a grammar Nazi here, but I'm pretty sure that's a rule they teach you in high
This
school.
guy doesn't have commas.
Before writing a message, make sure you're not a little pussy ass bitch.
Okay, what else?
So where are we? Yeah, that is ridiculous. Because joking about this generation of kids, fuck them. I don't care if
Right.
they're killing themselves. They have the easiest lives of anyone ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
And they
Any
still
generation in this country or on this planet.
On this planet.
And they still
Okay.
complain
So
about
he was
everything,
actually
so-
wrong.
Oh, he was
Second
wrong.
leading cause of death is
11%?
Homicide.
Whoa. Unintentional injury.
Oh.
Wow, so these dumbasses are just falling off of beds and shit.
The youth need to die.
Oh, I thought it said motorcycle accident. I was like, damn, how many of these kids are shredding on a motorcycle? 73%? What is
Whoa.
the other one?
So-
needle. No.
Where's suicide on it?
So not only is this guy a
Oh,
pussy ass
11%.
bitch,
11%.
this guy's a liar.
No.
Yeah.
And I don't like liars.
Mr. Education Nonprofit doesn't really know
I
anything.
may make racist jokes about fucking kids, killing myself, but I am not a liar.
Yeah. No.
I do all those things. Hard. You needed to do something. You needed to say something. Why
Man.
did those have to be separate?
They have to be separate. Plus, there's again with no punctuation. You needed to do something. You needed to say something, man.
He's not that serious about it.
Not at all.
What?
And then WTF
What the fuck?
without a question
What
mark.
about-
So this guy's atrocious. This guy's
This guy's
Grammar
beyond
is
atrocious.
atrocious.
I don't even
Beyond
know where the
atrocious.
fuck
So-
that is.
He wrote this to the host of the show.
So not even the guy that booked me. The guys that booked me thought it was hilarious when I told them the story. Because I usually do well on their shows, but sometimes, it doesn't track. It's also Spider House, which I will say is usually a great venue. I usually have very good
awesome.
sets there. I love that place. I've produced shows there. I've done tons of shows there. It's run really. You're headlining there, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna have a blast. It fucking rules. But it is in a college area. So a lot of the foot traffic that comes in, the people who aren't like advertised to and come because they like heard about it from elsewhere, can be really lame audiences.
Yeah.
right.
And those kids are very much like, even if I think it's funny, I'm not gonna laugh unless like everyone else is laughing.
Right.
Some advice for doing the Spider House: don't talk about killing children or molesting children,
Okay.
your own daughter, and yourself.
His own daughter in a Also, who calls it a laundry machine? I said a dryer. What is this guy from the fucking 1800s?
In the lawn.
Killing with a
Do you
washboard.
think when he was writing that, do you think he was like, fuck, do you say washer or dryer?
I'm just gonna say laundry.
Honey, do you remember that Lucky guy, do you remember which he was going to kill his daughter?
She said, "Oh, you mean that guy I want to fuck because he's so good at comedy?"
Fine, laundry machine
shit,
then,
fuck
you
it,
bitch.
That would be great if that was what.
Oh, I just said, can I cuss on this podcast?
Oh no, no. Well, you can't say anything that could be in an R-rated movie. It has to be in NC-17.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
instead of saying fuck, you can say retard butt fucker.
We have something else with this guy
yeah.
that's pretty fun.
Oh
I can't
yeah.
wait for this.
Do you want to tell this story since I just? Oh wait, hold on. Oh,
The video,
We're
right?
not going to the other story.
No,
We're doing the video.
doing this guy.
So
We're
we
still
do
on
have
the same
another
story.
fun story with that host of the exact same thing happening,
Oh, shit.
where I made an audience member mad and he wrote him a message and all that.
How many of these messages are they not forwarding to you?
Probably a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know back in the Tacoma Comedy Club days, I got negative reviews, but I got more positive reviews than negative reviews.
Yeah. Well,
That's always nice.
And that's Tacoma, exactly.
Yeah.
That was the cool thing. I mean, like, I don't know if you guys have talked about this on podcast or not, but like, there was like this weird, like, Pacific Northwest is known for being very sensitive, like, careful or whatever.
Let's let Todd finish.
Yeah, I'll just.
But Tacoma was like that nice little hole where there's like,
well, it was actually diverse.
yeah, exactly. That's the thing. It's actually diverse
with race, with like ideologies, with types of people.
Yep.
Like whereas Seattle's just. Yeah, they have Asian people and some Indian people and some black people. But all those people have the exact same types of lives and think the exact same way, just like in LA and stuff.
Yeah.
Tacoma was like where a lot of the black people got pushed out of Seattle because they couldn't afford to live there anymore. And then there were like some hipstery kids and stuff. Like I would still get a lot of groans and shit. But then there's a lot of like blue collar cool people too. It was a really good mix.
I love those groans that you get from those kids when it's filled with a room full of people who actually get jokes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Then it's fun.
I did a great one the other day. I did a joke about my dad raping me, and people groaned, and I was like, all you're doing by groaning is reminding me of the noise he did in my ear as he thrust it in my ass. So that's actually very triggering. So can you guys laugh so that it doesn't hurt me so much? And they didn't. There was silence.
That was at Spider House?
That was another time where I wasn't doing well.
So Spider House, I might be able to do some dad fucking jokes.
I mean, Spider House, I've done really fucked up jokes and done fine. It was just, it's really just the show. Of all the Spider House shows I've done, I think I've had 2 sets like that just weren't very good, and I had to go. And I don't even, when I'm on someone else's show, I won't even go all the way. Like here, if I'm bombing on like my show or one of my friends' shows who like, I don't give a fuck, like they know what I am anyway, I'll go in hard. Right. Like I've gone a little too hard a couple of times. But with this guy, back to the fucking cool ass dude. Make
So
sure
is this the same guy? Or?
This is
Yes.
the same guy. I
Holy
looked
shit.
into him just to check him out. I mean, he
make
seems
sure-
like the type of guy that would like me.
I'll make sure the names are not.
Yeah, make sure the names, all this.
Replace the
probably.
names with stupid fag boy
Wait,
instead.
so what can I not show?
This is all fine.
No, you can show
I think
all
you
of
can
this.
show all this. This is all public.
Yeah, it's
Just
all public
don't,
domain. Yeah.
Don't say her
No
name.
doxing.
So the first thing I see when I clicked on his Instagram account was he's in a band with his mother. Which is wild because most guys who are in a band with their mother are cool. And I will say this before we go into this, he has a really attractive girlfriend.
Oh, yeah?
I can't take that. Yeah, his girlfriend
Wow.
is really attractive, probably very nice. This guy might not be a mean guy. He's just a dumb idiot.
Yeah.
And he's in a band with
Who
his
has
mother.
weird
and let's
mom
check it out. This
issues.
is their hit song "Family Vibes."
Oh.
This is already more offensive than anything I've ever done. Why does this feel more like pedophilia
I
than
don't
anything
know.
I've done?
100%. Yeah. Oh, Christ.
Is that him?
Yes.
Is that him?
That's him singing right now.
How could he complain about your jokes when he's raping our ears with that? Oh my God!
Whoa.
Woo! What is she playing on? A rice cooker?
This seems like this is something they play for all the kids they kidnapped.
This seems like a Portlandia sketch.
Oh, yeah. Why are they so... What's with the shadows on their face? It makes it creepier.
We got those scary vibes? Is that what you say?
They got those scary-ass family vibes.
Who's the diabetes guy?
Wilford Brimley.
Yeah, his mom kind of looks like Wilford Brimley. I've got... we won't grow old and we'll never die.
This is definitely issues he has with his mother, right?
It's got to be.
She used to crawl in his bed at night
Look,
without
this guy-
clothes. Yeah.
Wait, can we pause it?
Yeah. Sorry.
This is an extremely sheltered person.
Yes.
For sure. Probably a very privileged upbringing. His mom couldn't give him a dad, but she could give him like a bunch of toys for
Right.
sure. But then at the same time, he probably had to watch her masturbate from time to time.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that happens, but also I think it's really nice that, I mean, I don't know how many times he asked for it, but that she let him wear the unicorn horn.
Oh, I
that
think
was
that
definitely
was
his
not
idea.
on it. I think
She
that was
wanted it,
happening
but-
either way.
Yeah. So you think the mom made him? I see.
They've had that argument before, and it ended in violence.
Yeah. He used to have a sister.
So it's
Some incest going on, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just rubbing his dick over his jeans.
That's why he gets so offended by your
Yeah.
jokes.
She's
that
like, you,
makes sense.
Yeah.
you feel what that is?
Well, I did
It's
do-
family vibe.
I will say I did some incest jokes. He did not complain about those.
Oh. Wait,
Oh,
did you really?
yeah.
Oh, so he's like,
Adam always does.
listen, incest. Adam always
I
says
did a
his
joke
incest
about
jokes.
My dad raping me. He was not mad about that.
Oh.
He's like, I would have loved if my dad raped me. If you've been raped by a woman, it takes a long time.
Oh, you think his dad raped him?
Huh? No, I think he wishes his dad raped him.
Oh, his dad wasn't there
So
to
that's
rape
why he
him.
liked my jokes about my dad raping me. He's like, that sounds nice.
Well, that's family vibes.
Family vibes. Taking your soft wiener, rubbing it on my gine.
I came
Family
out of you,
vibes.
and it was amazing.
Oh.
Was this us, or is it they're dumbasses?
It could be them.
No, the production value is too high for them to have fucked up.
Does he have any more videos?
This was the best one. I just kind of clicked through it. This is actually her YouTube. That's why I don't want to put. I don't want to put her name on it.
I know, but she raised this guy,
She's
so she
probably
deserves it.
A terrible woman to be around.
Oh, yeah.
But she didn't wrong me. Don't talk about that. We said we won't bring it up again. Family vibes. Is it?
That's it.
Just
That's our
what?
internet, I think.
That's okay.
As you say, that was so dope.
Bye, guys.
I want his mom to die.
Who are they? Flight of the Four Chords? They suck. Moist lips
Moist
and
lips?
chapped.
What does that
Oh,
mean?
that's
Wait a minute, what happened there?
that's another song.
Oh, that's another song?
Yeah, they must have cut. It must be cut.
Yeah,
like,
that must have
My
been-
baby
this is
boy
like
got
on
the.
their-
ooh, can we watch the
Special
bloopers?
reel.
Yeah. We'll put
That sounds
bloopers
fun.
Oh.
Oh.
114 views.
And I will also say that this guy
115.
has provided me with that message alone. It gives me so much more than any crowd that's loved me.
Sure.
Like that
Sure.
that gave me such a better feeling just seeing someone take time out of their day.
Yeah.
You're going to remember that a lot more than you're going to
Oh, I have
an
it
applause
framed.
break.
I took down my daughter's picture in my office and put that on.
I just turned on chat.
It's just 45
He
seconds
calls
of
her
him.
chaps?
Chaps?
You're not doing it the right way. All right.
So wait, so he's moist lips? I thought the
I thought the mom was moist
I
lips.
did too.
Baby
Remember
boy.
when you birthed me through those moist lips?
The moistest lips I've ever seen.
You make
Wanna
mama
see
so
'em?
moist.
Here we are. No, you can't do. You just can't do that too much.
He seems like he's getting a little mad.
I have a vision, you bitch.
All right.
That was the end of the video because he punched
Yeah.
her.
That's
Oh, yeah.
recorded by Flip Video.
Video.
He just decks that bitch.
This guy rocks.
Oh, it's just my baby boy.
But okay, so yeah, we had that happen one other time. This time, the guy who was, we won't say his full name, I guess. I don't think Spencer would give a shit, but there's no reason to drag him in this.
Spencer Brown?
Spencer Brown. Yeah, he plays for the Philadelphia 76ers. I don't even know if that's right.
Good guess, dude.
But he
You
was
heard
hosting a
Brown,
show
you thought basketball. That's
immediately.
on
or,
brand. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, or football, or any
Any
other
sport,
any other
really,
sports
yeah.
that require fastness.
Except pro wrestling. There was never a lot of blacks in
Or
pro
hockey.
wrestling. So
Rock.
like real hockey. So
The
real
Rock's
sports.
kind of black, right?
That's true.
Yeah, black guys are only good at sports that require talent, or physical talent. There's definitely some talent that it takes to be a wrestler. You got to like do a lot of steroids. You got to kill your wife.
Right. I mean, and the child.
Yeah.
Could you imagine what Moist Lips thinks about Chris Benoit?
Oh no!
He might like him because he actually follows through. He said all those jokes. I don't think he's ever even done any of that stuff. But so yeah, that guy was hosting another show. This was his show, Spencer, and he booked me and Chris on it. And we both did pretty good.
We both had really good sets.
These weren't bad sets, but there was an Asian guy in the audience. I forgot what joke. Oh,
You know
I
how
did
we
a
feel.
joke. I was like, they used to call me Pussy Crusher in high school because I used to stomp cats to death all the time. And he didn't like that. And I was like, the Asian guy doesn't like it because I'm wasting a perfectly delicious cat by stomping on it.
Perfect.
Yeah, not my best, but just in the moment.
Sure.
Funny enough.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember what. Do you remember what you said? to
I
him?
went before
Chris,
Adam.
Oh, you went
and-
before me.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right, because I walked him. What
Yeah.
had you? So you had already said what to him at this point?
So having a really good set, doing crowd work, and then I see this Asian face. And I'm like, this guy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna talk to this
that
guy.
alone was a lot to bring. To
Sure.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Especially here in Texas. Like, what's that?
Wear sunglasses so you look like the rest of us.
Yeah. So,
Wait, was it Hans Kim? Was he just...
It was Hans Kim.
it
That's
was
what pissed
Hans
us
Hans
off.
Kim is actually most Asian men.
Yeah.
Not a lot of
Yeah.
people
You didn't know that.
yeah.
Hans Kim is like Pikmin. Hans Pikmin, dude. He's just running around.
Yeah. So I just talking to him, and I'm like, hey, what chink are you? What kind of chink are you? What kind of Asian are you?
That's a lot.
And
What kind of chink are you? Are
Yeah.
you Japanese?
I mean, hindsight now, repeating the story may have been a lot.
Maybe it was... Yeah. That's,
When we're not in the vibe of a comedy show. it's-
sure.
I'll tell you something. Yeah, everyone else was on board with it except for this mad guy.
Yeah, didn't you have a gong?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I'm like, what kind of cheek are you? I want to know if I can use this. Dong.
But see, here's the thing, real quick. Again, that's in the world of comedy. You're making
Yeah.
a joke, and it's satire or whatever. I used to work with this woman when I lived in North Carolina, and someone came up with the idea, our boss's birthday or whatever. It's like we're all going to sign the birthday card in a different language, saying "Happy Birthday," right? So I was trying to explain this to her, and I said, so like so and so did Spanish, so and so did this, I did Japanese. And she's like, oh, geez, what's left? And I go, well, you can do Chinese. And she's like, well, you already did Japanese. Like, I swear to God, that's what she said. That's the real...
Yeah. Well, and when we make these kind of jokes, that's what we're making fun of.
Right.
Because we both went to schools where we were the minority. Like, we've seen real racism, too, because I've also lived in small Texas towns. So it's like, I don't shield myself from it. I choose to make fun of it instead.
course.
Because that's what minorities, that's what those people like.
That's why it's usually white people that are complaining about that stuff.
Yeah, and
because they don't understand.
And in this
We don't
instance, this guy was like, I think he
This
was
guy
half white.
was
He
half
was
white,
very,
pretty
like,
mad.
Seemed very white.
So I did my set. I said that he didn't look happy. We got through it. I made some funny jokes about him being a bug, disgusting race.
It got a little real with Chris.
Yeah.
My joke doesn't sound that bad. I'm surprised he walked on me.
I'm doing this for you, dude. I'm trying to make you look good. Fucking pedophile monster. But and then
He wasn't a child. He was safe.
and then Adam went on after me. And Adam, what did you say to him?
Well, that's what I did. The cat thing. And then I remember. I probably said some more Asian stuff. And then he
course
got
you
up
did.
and left. So we finished our sets, went to the parking lot.
No. What you said was they called me Pussy Crusher because I used to stomp cats. And you looked at his face and he was mad. He was like, oh, are you mad because I was wasting food?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's what
just
he
said
just
that.
Oh, I didn't hear
I
that.
already heard that.
Jesus Christ. What are you doing over there?
I got
Just
lost.
waiting to talk. I'm going to talk and they're going to love it. I'm going to talk and they're going to
Well, you said I didn't know what I said, but whatever. I don't
No,
know.
you didn't know what I said.
You're right.
Because-
I got lost.
Well, it's like I don't know what I said more than that.
It's a lot of
'Cause I'd
words.
already
I'm
said-
sorry. Continue.
The words are literally the only thing you're supposed to be focusing on right now. Do you see what I fucking do?
I mean, it's rough.
When you go to a homeless shelter to get your co-host, you don't expect much, but he's still underachieving on what I want.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, anyways, you were doing a cat joke.
Yeah, I was doing
What was the
top
joke again?
tier quality.
Oh, you want to know the joke?
Yeah, I didn't.
Chucky.
He got pretty mad at that.
Did not like that.
He turned into a fucking dragon and flew off.
He turned into the
So
American Dragon.
He was Chinese.
American Dragon. That song started blasting. I
Wow.
was like, Jake Long, the American Dragon.
Todd Royce is old. He doesn't know this.
Todd Royce is. Are you much
I
older
honestly,
than
when you said American Dragon, there used to be a pro wrestler named American Dragon.
Was
That's what
he
I thought you were
Chinese?
referencing.
How
No, he was white.
How much older are you than I? How old are you?
I'm 44.
Okay, so yeah, you probably didn't
You don't
see
know
that.
American
'Cause
Dragon.
I was actually too old for this show too. I watched cartoons.
It was a good. It was about a Chinese American
For too
boy.
I mean, you have to when you're entertaining the children.
I didn't want to watch it, but I put on what she wanted. You know, my
Yeah.
cute little
Also, so Adam did his set. The dude got mad. He started walking out, but he was walking the wrong way.
thing. Oh yeah, I made fun of him for that. I was like, this guy's mad. He can't even find a fucking exit. And then he left. My set was, like I said, both our sets were fine. This is a different case because we weren't even bombing. He could see that it was received as comedy and it wasn't just like blatant insults.
Right.
Chris is a little bit more.
It sounds like
Chris is just more like, you're a chink.
No,
Okay.
but I was saying it with a smile, so
I
it
mean,
came
yeah.
off as
Yeah.
fun.
But you were wearing chainmail. That I think threw him off a little bit. You were holding a mace.
I was dressed as a Mongolian. He was probably upset.
He was pretty mad about that. He's like, I had to build a wall because of you motherfuckers. But yeah, then he meets us in the parking lot, and this is a funny story too. There's a lot of funny aspects to what happened. We actually are really nice to the guy. We're like, look, I respect. He really didn't even heckle us that bad or anything.
Right.
No.
He chose to leave. He did what you're supposed to do when you're offended, and I respect that. So if you want to talk to me afterwards about it, we can do that. I know I'm not going to change your mind, and I know you're not going to change my mind. So ultimately, I don't
Yeah.
really think it's worth it.
We were very respectful,
But
though.
if you're respectful to the point where you just got up and left, and then you waited to talk, I can let you talk to me about it at the very least, especially since he wasn't being confrontational. And, he wasn't like throwing any spin kicks or anything like they're known to do. And it was weird when we started talking, a big number came down and went, round one. I was like, what in the fuck? Names were above our heads. But so we talked to him, and then our friend, who was a little extreme, because we're just having a talk about he's like, I don't think you should make fun of minorities, and we're like, I understand that viewpoint. We just we make fun of everyone. We're just trying to make jokes. We really don't have any bias towards anyone except
Right.
Puerto Ricans, obviously.
yeah.
Yeah.
But then our friend James comes up, who is a bit of a wild man. He's like a veteran, military veteran. He's definitely killed people. He's got a real dark sense of humor, and he's a crazy guy, but we love him. He's a really good friend of ours. And he goes to all the comedy events. That's how we met him, because he's just a fan. And he walks up while we're talking to this guy. He's like, you don't even understand. Whites actually have it the hardest more than anybody. And we're like, whoa, hold on.
We didn't even know where he came from. He was like hiding behind a car, waiting for this.
No, this isn't exactly the point we're trying to make.
He just hangs around town behind cars waiting for this
Yeah, I don't
argument
even
to
think
pop
he was
up.
at the show. He just popped up for
Don't
this
get me
conversation.
wrong. Whites have our struggles.
I mean,
dude.
listen, as a straight white man, I can tell you it's difficult.
Yeah, it is really
I
hard to
mean-
have gay sex when you're a straight white man.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
You don't like it at all.
No, not even a little. Well, a little, but
A little bit.
I mean-
if the guy's nice.
When you
sure.
close
If he's,
your
if
eyes.
he's doing reverse cowgirl and looking back at you, for
And
sure.
saying, I'm a
Oh.
little slut. And I'm like, why? You might be. You could be.
Someone has to be.
Oh, could you imagine just feeling his nuts slamming against your nuts? That would suck if you loved it. You're like, damn it. I love that.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to change my whole life. I'm going to have to listen to different music now.
So we're
But-
having a very, very respectful conversation with him, but he
did
keeps
cry.
escalating.
He ended up
He
crying.
was tearing up.
Well,
Yeah.
because we would just I could tell there was a lot of stuff happening. And I'll say this, and I don't mean this as an offense to any half breeds out there. That's not a nice thing to call them, but
Isn't it? I mean, isn't that's? I never know for sure. Like, I still don't understand why Oriental's bad.
Yeah, they are objects for our entertainment. This is not helping our case, but yeah. So wait, what was I saying?
Oh, he was
Half-breed.
crying,
Oh.
and you were still
No,
trying
so
to
this was
explain to him.
the mixed race people, from what I've known, I think have a lot of identity crisis, whereas they get a lot of pushback from the white people because they're a minority, and then they get pushback from their actual their other side because they're like, you're
They're
half,
actual people.
you're half normal. We don't like you. Well, we're not claiming them. I'm saying race war comes down. It's what you look like. It's just easier that way.
Sure.
It's going to be so confusing. I'm going to
have
paint
time
myself
for
black.
Ancestry.com.
No, you can't hold up papers during the race war. That's all I'm saying. Pick a side. And they're not going to let Kenji Lin fight with the fucking white supremacists. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
He's going to have to make a choice. But I think that's a lot of it. I think those, mostly when a minority gets upset, like you said, the most complaints I've ever gotten are white women.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then after that, it's like older people, like older women that don't understand that I'm just joking. Mostly women because they got doo-doo dog brains. But on the off chance that it is like a minority, it is always someone who's like very light-skinned, whatever they are. They almost look white. They were almost raised completely white. But they feel like they have this need to like defend when anyone says anything to prove like how much of that ethnicity they are.
Right.
And whereas most people in that ethnicity are like, well, I've experienced real racism. I know this guy's not actually being racist.
Right,
Maybe
right.
that fat kid from fucking
Sure.
Sandlot was.
Right.
But I don't think the guy who just made the harmless cat joke was doing that. But yeah, we didn't really resolve anything. But he got in his car. We were parked side by side, funny enough. And I say a
There
joke.
wasn't really a parking spot. He just parked there.
I say a joke to Chris. Chris starts laughing his ass off. And then, so the guy rolls down the window, and this is what I had already said to Chris. And he's like, what are you guys laughing at? I was like, I was just saying, you better not hit me when we're pulling out. I know how you people drive.
And his girlfriend was
Started
dying.
Busting out laughing.
Yeah.
His white girlfriend was like, oh, and he just looked at me like, come on.
Will say his girlfriend throughout our sets was laughing the whole time.
Yeah.
And that probably had something to do with it, too. So
Sure.
that probably
Oh, yeah.
hurts. Like, I feel
He
offended.
gets a little irked. She's sitting there laughing. Now she's laughing at him.
He realized he's dating a racist,
Right.
and that
And-
upset him a little.
And then
Right.
she sucked me and Chris at the
Right.
same time, right in front of him, and said, "What
Yeah.
are you gonna do about it, Ching Chong Bing Bong?" That was her. That was her.
That was her. That wasn't. But he's putting it on you.
Adam
Yeah.
and I were like, "Not cool, lady."
We don't like that, but don't stop. You can't feel racism in your dick.
Sure. No.
You can't.
Of course.
That's why I have sex with Puerto Ricans. I just don't respect them. I have a shirt that says that. If
Don't
you want
ever
to
That's
borrow.
fair. No. Do you have it in a 5X? Because I would wear that.
Yeah, I have it in 9X.
Yeah.
I only have 2X and 9X.
Yeah.
That's the only sizes I sell for some reason.
That's fair.
The sad part is once Adam said that final joke, he looked at us while his girlfriend's laughing. He was like, "Why, man?"
Really?
And
then
that
Adam
point,
just
he's like, I'm just
off.
defeated. And then, yeah, we pulled out, and it's the hardest I've probably ever laughed in my entire life. My throat hurt. I was dry heaving from laughing so hard. I made myself laugh harder than anyone's ever made me laugh, which is probably a bad thing. It's probably a bit narcissistic. But funny enough, though, because after that, we actually went and did an open mic, and I told that whole story on the open mic, and it did fine, which made me realize I wasn't that racist about what I did. People were laughing about it. Most real Asians would probably understand, because cats are delicious.
Sure.
That's the moral of the story. I'll eat anything if it's delicious, even if it can do this. And that's cute.
That's adorable.
They get up and they do that. Oh my
Imagine
God.
doing
Oh
that
my
in
God.
reverse cowgirl. That,
Oh, a gay guy?
Kitty, kitty,
I'm
kitty,
your
kitty.
little kitty bitch.
that's good. You two doing that together, I'll never get an erection again.
Oh,
yeah.
come on,
Well,
Todd.
Would
We're
you even
good.
know? Could you even check? Get the fucking mirrors. I think I'm hard. Honey, get the mirrors. I'm hard, baby.
Every time he gets an erection, it's like a strongman competition.
You got a strong dick. But yeah, funny enough though, after all that was said and done, when I went home that night,
You got Chinese food?
yeah, and there was a cat in it.
Oh,
Just a
shit.
cat head. But I pull into my apartment complex, and he's there dropping off his date.
No way.
I was
serious?
so close to being like, I'm surprised you made it home.
He just thinks you're following him around everywhere.
Well,
in
that's
life.
why I didn't, because I was like, all right, this is going into real hate crime mode if it seems like I followed this guy home.
Adam and I parted ways, and he called me so excited. He's like, "He's fucking here right now." Is he
I
gonna-
was scared at first. I was like, I thought he followed me home.
Right.
But I was like, but I'm behind him. How did he do that?
Right.
That's kind of impressive.
Ancient Chinese secret.
They're good at
have-
computers. They can find your address.
Right.
It's true. He matrixed to me.
So his girlfriend lives in your apartment complex?
Not anymore.
His
I
old
moved.
one.
Oh,
This was my old.
This was
one.
very early in Austin.
This was
for us.
Yeah, I hadn't been here for very long. It was an old theater called the Santa Cruz Theater, which is actually a really
good
fun
venue.
Yeah, it was fun.
They had a lot of good shows. The thing with Austin, when it first started to come up, like COVID happened, and there wasn't a lot going on, but there was more happening here than pretty much anywhere else in the world.
Right.
Because when I moved here, it was prime COVID time. It was like, still every news story was like people dying, you're stupid, stay in your house, you're stupid, or you'll die and you'll be dead and stupid, and you're stupid. And I was like, all right, guys. Like, I don't really think I'm that stupid, I guess. But if Biden's saying it,
gotta be true.
yeah, he knows stupid, dude. He's got doo-doo dog brains, which is the thing I'm going to say now.
You said
I
that
like
about
doo-doo
women
dog
too.
Doo-doo dog brains is fun. Yeah, Biden and women have a lot.
Biden
of
have girl brains.
But yeah, I got here and there was 2 open mics. I couldn't even find them at first. I lived down here for like a month and a half, and then Chris came to visit me, and then I think we were just more looking for comedy because he was down here, because he hadn't done it in a long time. I hadn't done it in like almost 2 months, and then we found a place, a little outside open mic, and it was good. There was like 50 people, audience members, like 20 comics, and then from there things just started growing and growing, and like there's so many comics that people felt the need to have so many open mics. So there would literally be like a 4 p.m. open mic and then a 6 p.m. open mic at the same venue. So 4 p.m. open mic, 6 p.m. open mic, which is just a 4-hour open mic.
Yeah, exactly.
That no one's going to.
Right.
And like even here when they first opened, they were doing like 3 open mics a day, every day. If they didn't have a show, there was an open mic going on. Everybody gets up. So everyone shows up. You have 80 people doing 3 minutes. And it just got... There's so many unnecessary things. I think things have balanced out.
They have it,
There's
yeah.
still a little bit of that, but it's just because there's so many comedians. So everyone's like, well, everyone should get a chance. But most people should not get a chance.
Right.
Most people in comedy shouldn't even be in comedy. I've made the argument before that there really only needs to be about 15 comedians.
Yeah.
I can see that.
And there's so many more than that.
When you guys left Tacoma, did you ever do the American bar? That
American
yeah.
Tavern. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to shut down because of comedy.
I did it.
So you were there. You were still there then.
Yeah.
I did
yeah,
it right
that-
as I left. Yeah.
Okay,
It was.
okay.
They were still doing stuff during COVID.
Well, that's what I was gonna
Yeah.
say. And then I think I'm still believe that it was just some comic, from Seattle or whatever.
that like
someone
reported it.
Yeah, that reported
Oh,
it.
for
and got
sure.
the whole thing
Report
shut
what?
down.
Or some
That
pussy
was
that.
a big thing in Seattle. A lot of the people, and most of these people quit comedy, thank God, because they were
Yeah.
awful in the first place. But yeah, they were the type of people that if you were doing stuff during COVID, they would like call the cops and they would like write their fucking congressman or whatever,
Right.
and be like,
American
"This guy's saying things."
Well, and that was like during the time too where Inslee had okayed strip clubs to open up, but not comedy clubs.
Yeah, it's
which I still thought was
ridiculous.
like the weirdest fucking thing.
You could just smell though. You could smell the ass.
right.
Can't touch it.
Yeah.
She would just dance in front of a tube, and the tube would be in your nose, and she just rub her stuff on it.
American Tavern
Oh,
was
it
a fun
smells
place
so
to do
bad.
comedy.
It was, yeah.
Wild.
You want to tell the
I've
fun story?
Bombed the hardest I've ever fucking bombed.
One of the
there.
last open mics I went to up there, actually, Chris almost got legitimately the whole thing canceled. I'd say like the whole show just stopped.
Yep.
That was the energy in the room.
That's the power I have sometimes. That's what
Yeah,
I
it
say.
didn't look like power. It looked like you were terrified.
Oh, it was terrible. There was a lot. Okay, this is what I said.
He ran the joke by me, by the way, and this is my take was it's really funny, but it's not gonna do well at all, and
Yeah.
I don't think it's worth it. I still think it's a really funny joke.
I
And
can't
when
wait
he
for
tells
this.
it to you,
Please tell me it's they used to call me Pussy Crusher as a kid.
and then this guy was like, "Ching chong, I eat cat, ching chong."
Yeah. Okay, so I went up there.
This is 3 days after the George Floyd incident.
Oh,
Okay.
good.
4 days.
Oh, now I can't wait for this.
That's unrelated. I don't know why Adam brought it
Sure,
up.
sure.
It's jokes about pizza. But, okay, so I went to go do my set. I opened up pretty good. First 2 minutes, I'm riffing. I'm having
He was
fun.
having a good time.
They're having a good time, and then I told this joke, and the joke is, do you guys think Derek Chauvin would have been considered a hero if the national anthem was playing? And the second I told that joke, I realized, oh, there's a lot more black people in here than I thought.
And there was a lot of white people that were not laughing at all.
Yeah, there was like, they popped up somehow when I told that joke. I'm like,
What'd you say,
shit.
motherfucker?
And then they were just really mad with me. It threw me off.
I think there are black people that would laugh at that joke
Sure.
now.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
But this was like 3 or 4 days right after it happened.
Yeah.
Like no one even wanted to talk about it because there was like legit riots and shit going on.
Yeah.
You know? For what too? You use fake money, you're gonna get the knee. It's very simple logic.
Yeah.
That's my main thing. I don't care that he was black. I don't care about cops. Don't use fake money. That shit pisses me off. Use real money. This guy was a real piece of shit using fake money.
That was the hardest I've ever bombed at American Tavern.
Well, and he did not recover well.
I did not at all.
Someone literally leaned over to the host and was like, "It's over. This is done. Just stop." And Chris was like, "Yeah, you got what? You don't like that?"
Yeah, you guys didn't like that joke?
People wouldn't even talk to you after that.
No.
That was hilarious.
It was fun. And then they were mad at me, the people that ran the show.
The mentality.
Oh, really? Like who? Like what? Were there comics that were just like flat out like?
From what I
I
heard.
stand by everything, and I stand by that joke.
It's a good joke. Like,
It's a good joke.
it's a great joke.
It was a dumb thing to say. I would never be mad at Chris for doing it. He knew exactly what he was doing. He knew that it was a risk. He thought it was funny enough to get past that. It wasn't.
Nope.
It is a really good George Floyd joke.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't on par. And I don't think there was a George Floyd joke. That
I also haven't
no,
done
no,
comedy in like 2 weeks at that point, so I'm like, oh, COVID's fucking building me up. So I just was excited to tell this new joke.
Yeah.
Well, because you said it in the group chat and we fucking loved it.
Yeah.
It
I was
was a
excited.
big hit with us. But that is the Seattle, but that mic though was not like Seattle at all.
No,
mic was
that's
pretty.
yeah. That's why I'm surprised that the
Well,
comics
you
that were
even
there
pissed
were-
off those people. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like I'm just so deep into everything's a joke that I'll never really give a shit. Unless Chris was just like that fucking N-word. I'm so glad he's dead. Like,
Yeah.
that's different. Unless
Yeah.
you like.
But
had
then
a-
that's not a joke. That's part
that's
of it too.
just
Is that
the truth.
Yeah. No. No, that's not what I'm saying.
It
Please
is.
don't edit it to make it look
Hey,
like.
Todd, it is a joke because at the end I go, am I right?
What were you saying? Do you want to complete the point?
Oh, yeah,
No,
that's-
like
yeah.
I was just saying that that's the thing. If someone went on stage, because people say like, oh, it's hate speech or whatever, which is totally not. If you're making a joke, it's not hate speech at all. We understand that. But if he did go up there and say like, killed that N-word, blah blah blah, that he's not making a joke. Now he's doing something totally different.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
Look, real racists aren't funny. Like that
No.
thing that
No.
Kramer did was not funny.
right,
It
right.
is. As much as I want to joke about how it was,
Yeah.
it's really not. He's not being funny. You can tell there's a real hatred in that. He's not a comedian really, and that's what happened. That's what it looks like.
But
So
wait,
when you
did
see,
you ever, sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Did you see the Curb Your Enthusiasm where they did the Seinfeld reunion?
Yeah, I
saw
love
that.
it.
It's so great, but it's so weird that there's a scene in there where what was it? Kramer like got upset at
Yeah.
a black dude,
Yeah.
and he's like, "I wish there was a word that I could use," and it's like it's
That's
such
hilarious.
a weird
Yeah,
callback.
no, it literally happens. He goes,
And-
"There's a word I could use, but I'm not going to use it."
That is so funny.
Does not help his case.
No,
I think
It's
that's
just an
great,
odd
though.
callback for
it's
like.
so funny. He's like, if only there was a word
Yeah.
I could say to do that makes you feel as bad as I do.
Right.
And everyone just taking out their phones, filming him.
But
it's so good. So
on
funny.
that same note, I think there was racism in what he did, but I don't know if it's necessarily he is a piece of shit. It's what I saw was someone who hasn't done comedy really a lot, but he's getting put on these big stages because he's a name. He's dealing with a heckler, which is one of the most frustrating, shitty experiences. Like, people think that it helps the show, and it does. It can make a show hilarious. Look, I've had some heckler interactions that when I listen back to them, I'm like, this is one of the funniest things I've ever heard. But during the experience, I fucking hated it.
Right,
and when I
right.
got off stage, I fucking hated it. And I was just like, I ruined the set. I just wanted to do fucking comedy, and all that was so dumb. But then you're like, that was, all the comedians are like, that was hilarious. We loved it, and even some of the audience. But in my head, I'm like, how would I handle that if I had no comedy to deal with it?
Right.
Like, obviously, it's just going to take you to an angry
just
place.
throw the N-word out
And
over
you're
and
mad.
over again.
Not necessarily.
Right.
You know, I would definitely probably pick a less strong race. I'd probably be like, the black guys be screaming like, why don't you shut up, you Czechoslovakian piece of shit? He's just some tiny, skinny guy.
What is the Czech slur? What is that? Do we know?
Oh, I don't know.
Can you look that up?
You checker.
Dirty checker.
Czech.
But, yeah, I mean, could Kramer be racist? Yes.
He could be,
But-
but that doesn't mean that he
Yeah.
is. Exactly.
I think just because someone gets pushed to a point of frustration where they're like, I need to say something, like they said in Curb Your Enthusiasm, that will make you feel how I'm feeling.
Right.
There's always going to be, like, for everyone, unfortunately, like, whites, blacks, anything. If you're talking to someone of the other race, in your head, you're like, there is a word I know I can say that will fucking drive this guy insane. No matter how cool face he's being, I could drop that word. And when you're frustrated and mad, people do that. I wouldn't do that. I would just use comedy.
Right.
Do stand-up.
So this is via Reddit.
Ooh, Kajzili.
Kajzili.
Kajzili, I like
Slovaks.
Slovaks use kahuni.
that. Ooh, I like Papiki.
Papiki's good.
Get out of here, ya Papiki.
Croatia-
Pasty Carey's cool.
That's a
Nasty
little
carrot.
hard.
Croats just sounds like it would be one.
Those are Croatians.
Yeah.
That does. He's fucking Croats.
Fucking Croats.
Ugh, it smells like croat in here.
Those croats stole my
Did
shoes.
someone order a croat sandwich?
I do not really recall kahuni.
Whoa. I think
Don't say it, man.
Oh, no.
that fits.
We got a big Kahuni following. Don't say that.
Pacific Islanders. But, yeah, so not that, Mike, in general, but the Seattle scene was very much like the word is what meant the most.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't matter the context. If you said a word or even joked about certain topics, like if you were just a white guy joking about black people at all, even though you can't be a white guy in a black room without making jokes about black people. They'll fucking hate
They
you.
hate it, yeah,
You
absolutely.
need to address it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be like racist or anything. It doesn't even have to be that racial. You are the white guy. They are the black people. And they want you to talk about it because that's all they're thinking about.
Yeah.
No one else on the show is white. You're the only one.
I learned really early because did either of you guys ever do Bob's Java Jive in Tacoma?
I did. I lived right by it, and I still only did it a handful of times.
Yeah, it's a fucking terrible.
It's not
the
a good
actual room
environment.
itself was fun.
We were just talking about the other day. If like guys like us got a hold of that room
it
before
would have been a blast.
those types of people did, white people,
Those-
but they were white.
all
of
black
them.
room.
Most of them were white.
No, but that's the thing. And so like
it looked cool. It looked really cool. The setup was cool. The outside, it looked like a big fucking like coffee pot.
Yep.
That's cool. It
It's
was a
very
cool
neat.
spot.
Yep.
But yeah, the people who got a hold of it were very like artsy, almost like improv type people. Like not stand up at all. I wouldn't describe any of those people as stand up comics.
When I first started doing comedy, that was like one of the open mics that I did pretty regularly.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote my first real joke that I was like, I thought, okay, this joke is so good. I sent it to a buddy of mine up in Canada, Kevin Banner. He wrote back, he's like, that's a great fucking joke. He forwarded it to a bunch of people. I was so excited. The joke, I think you guys have probably heard it before, but it's I said, just had my first Me Too moment. My boss came into the office, said, Todd, I want to see your dick. I said, me too. It's a simple joke, whatever.
Fun joke. I like that joke.
But I did that, and I was so excited to close out my set at Bob's with that joke. And I'll never forget this because this is where and I'm so grateful that it happened because it totally changed the way that I looked at comedy. But I did my 5 minutes. It was going well. People were laughing. And then as soon as I did that joke, because I mentioned Me Too, you could hear, and that's all you
We
heard in that
can't
room.
laugh at this.
Yeah. And then when I got off, the host, Jill, whatever, I don't even remember her last name, but she gets up and she's like, I don't know what happened with that joke. I apologize for it. It's like, for fuck's sake.
Well, that guy would have loved her.
yeah, exactly.
That's what you wanted. But my favorite ever Seattle story, I don't know if we've talked about this on the podcast. You could probably tell me, Nick, because I don't think you know this story otherwise. But it's not so much anymore, but the group, so in smaller comedy scenes, Facebook groups are very big. This is for those people. We all know this. But it's how you get booked on stuff. It's how you hear about things. In shitty scenes, it's where you see all the drama. And I'm a part of a lot of these groups that I don't even plan on performing comedy there ever. I just think it's really fun to read all the little drama, dumb shit that all these talentless retards have. And the P&W page, which actually is one of the best pages for actually getting booked.
Yeah.
I will say they had the most activity for real, like, bookings.
Yep.
More so than most other scenes.
I'm
Like,
pretty
in
sure I
Austin,
got
it's
blocked
useless.
from there.
That
I said
surprised me at
something.
all.
In Austin, there is no, like, getting on a group or something and getting booked. It's just who you know, basically.
Yeah.
Or you're like, you've been on TV. And then that'll
Which
help.
I like that more.
It makes for better shows, for sure. But, yeah, so I follow the P&W page still because every now and then some stuff pops up. But my favorite story ever was at the Comedy Underground, which used to be a really good comedy club back in like the 80s and 90s. It's closed down now because it became a shit show. but they banned a girl with Tourette's for saying the N-word during a black guy's set. And I'm like, they're like, it doesn't matter, because if she said it, obviously, she said it for a reason. I'm like, yeah, she said it because it's the word that she can't say. And a lot of Tourette's, that's literally what it is.
Yep.
The worst word possible for the moment is the word they will say.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, in this case, context doesn't matter. And all I could think in my head was, if you're a black comedian and a white girl with Tourette's screams the N-word during your set and you can't make that funny, you should quit comedy.
Exactly. 100%.
You fucking suck at comedy.
Oh my God.
100%.
Like, yeah, it's probably uncomfortable for any black guy to be called the N-word.
Sure.
But all you have to be is
After
be
it.
like, what the fuck did you just say?
Yep.
And apparently she did say, I have Tourette's. And he just got really uncomfortable and moved past it. Like,
Oh God.
yeah, anything off the top of my head, like, damn, girl, meet me at the show. I'll make you say that word even louder.
Right.
Boom. That's a really funny thing for a black guy to say.
Yeah.
And I'm not even black yet. I'm working on it.
Are you?
Yeah, there's a place in Argentina that said they'll do the surgery. I'm just afraid that once I get there and come back, they're not going to let me
How
back
much
in.
do you have to pay for that?
$8.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, not a lot of people lining up to be black.
That's,
The wait list is really short.
Try being white, getting on that list.
It's being raised. Oh, to become whitelist, it's $8 million.
but yeah,
You
yeah,
got to do a pretty good John
it's
Q to get on that
80,000-year
list.
list. You got to John Q a hospital. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
You said John Q. Have you seen that movie?
no.
That's a great movie. Denzel Washington takes a hospital hostage so that his son can get a heart transplant. It's a beautiful.
That sounds
beautiful
good.
film.
It sounds awesome.
Yeah, Denzel
really
Washington.
good.
Look, if you're ever in doubt,
I gotta watch that.
you want to watch a good movie, look at Denzel Washington's filmography. Pick anything.
Yeah, Denzel's a great actor.
Something you haven't seen. Well, and I think he's got.
And I'm
a
not
really,
just saying that because he's black. He is actually.
Well, I'm not saying that because he's what I'm gonna be in 7 to 9 weeks. It's not bad.
No.
Time's going down.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. I just don't think they're gonna let me back into the country. They're like, you left a white man. We don't need any more of what you're bringing in.
Right.
I will say
Whoa.
my favorite part of this podcast is when we go into movies. Even if we don't ever grow a following, I still love that we show Nick some pretty good movies.
Yeah.
Because he always goes, I really want to watch that.
Yeah,
and
I've
he
actually
loves them.
watched a few of them. I watched
Yeah.
The Witch. I watched The Northman. I watched Dusk Till Dawn.
Okay.
I'm making my way through the list.
And that's a good win.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. That's something.
That's the thing. We'll talk about like the most fucked up stuff on this podcast, in a fun way. But some episodes are literally just all movies. Like
I thought you were just gonna say what Chris said, but the big win is that we get him to watch movies.
We repeat each other.
Well, we
a
had
lot.
our first black guest ever the other day, Aaron Cheatham. He was on the show with you.
Okay.
He was the one that was black. I don't know if you're
He was a good dude. Like I was talking to him in the green room. He
The
had
taller
some very
one?
Yeah.
There were 2 black guys. 2 black guys booked on my show, by the way. Cha-chong, dude.
Diversity.
That's pretty good. And Todd looks like someone that black guys would want to fuck.
So true.
If he was a
I
girl.
can't tell you how many unfortunate incidences we've had in green rooms.
Just from the back.
Just bending over to grab a water and
Would you shave that beard so I could fuck you and not be gay? What? No. Yeah, Aaron's a great guy. You were talking to him in the green room?
yeah, he had some really, really fun stories. I just realized as I started to say that they're not really my stories, but definitely some fun shit.
That guy,
He's a cool guy.
is one of the, like, he's so good at every type of audience.
Yeah.
Like, we've done, like, legitimately racist tiny towns with him where he crushed, and then these, like, PC whites that we have here, he crushes, blue-collar veterans. Very versatile. So, I say good things about the blacks sometimes. I try not to. I don't like.
You go out of your way.
I can't say things like that and look at Nick's face because he makes me feel bad.
Oh.
Because it's a sweet face, but it's a face that also says like, Adam, I really think those things.
Oh.
Like, you can't change that about you. You look like you want to pass laws that push them back.
Yeah, that's the hardest part about this podcast for me is my reactions to stuff. I'm like, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, you don't want to laugh and then not be able to work for Ellen one day.
Yeah, exactly.
As her fucking stunt double.
yeah.
Just do what you're doing, man. Just make
Yeah,
gross
no, it's all
faces.
good.
This is the first episode ever, I think, where the guest didn't tell Nick that he's ruining his
Yeah,
life.
it's
Because
That's
Todd
the
doesn't
first
know
one.
Nick.
Yeah.
Todd doesn't know Nick.
That's true. He doesn't know me, so.
Wait, what do you mean ruining my life?
Okay, so
He thinks that Nick. Go ahead, Nick.
So basically, every guest that we have, during the conversation, they basically look at me and they say, "What are you doing? Like this could really hurt any career advancement."
Yeah, I don't honestly think I'll be around long enough for a career advancement.
Well, for me
So
personally,
I mean,
Yeah,
for
me too,
you,
man.
Yeah.
Good mindset.
yeah, that's
Oh,
why.
like,
I don't really.
You
care
got
too
like
much
6 weeks left.
of tops. Yeah.
Oh, you're not gonna see Black Adam?
Oh, Black Adam.
Well, if you do bad shit and go to hell, I'll definitely go to hell if I'm black.
That's good.
And then we'll see each other.
Be a nice little reunion.
Start racking
Just
up the
you,
bad
me,
shit.
and the Asian guy from the show. He just pulls up. He's like, "Fuck."
But we're here.
Right.
You guys want to go eat some cat? I knew it. I knew it. What are we at? We're over an hour?
Yep, we're at over an hour now.
Perfect. Well, yeah, I
Hour
think that's a
5.
good place to end it on some light racism.
That was fun, Todd.
I like it. That was
Do
fun.
you,
Dude.
when will this be up?
This week, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Do you want to plug anything? Do you have anything after that?
Sure. On just for this month, February, I have Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club in Vegas on the 18th. Sir Crazy in Phoenix on the 19th. Flappers in Burbank on the 24th, and then Mic Drop Comedy in San Diego on the 26th.
All right, we get
Nice.
You have shows coming up. Check out Todd. He's fucking awesome. We won't mention the TIK.
Yeah, no, thanks.
That's probably a good move. But yeah, thanks for doing it, man. That was a
Dude,
blast.
thanks for having me. This is fun. I love
Of
it.
course. All right, peace, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank all 8 of you.
Here's what I really think about black people, though.
Finally.
Still recording.
Kill the meat and the
It's the Filthy Show podcast. You better fucking listen. This is not